I don't understand. But
exactly.
If you're in the case of your boss being a female and you as the male, and you do have the fling of, like, say, 3 or 4 months like we were talking about, and she does end up with somebody, and you professionally gave her the dick while you were with her for 3 months, and then after you gave her space in a relationship and you continued to do your job very well, promotions would be in your way.
Yeah.
And you better believe the minute, if that relationship ever did not work, she would have had the hots for you so much.
Yeah.
Because you professionally handled your business, did not say anything that could compromise her position, yourself, and always.
So remember I was saying, like, the best way to handle it, because you get the best sex and the best long-term and short-term relationship by pretending she was just your normal type of boss, almost a disdainful type of boss. Like, she'd probably come in dressed all sexy, right? Probably as sexy as...
I mean, as sexy as a boss should dress.
Whatever the fuck they doing.
I mean, as cordial as she can be while still looking good.
Did I say pantsy? That shit's disgusting.
It could be.
I don't know. It could work. I should never talk because people surprise me all the time. They make fucking shoelace look good now. Not
some people could explain things and make them look good no matter how bad they are. So sometimes that definitely happens.
Dude, I mean, the right girl can make anything look good.
Oh, yeah.
It's 100%.
That's kind of why it's unrealistic that women always try to buy what's exactly in a magazine cover because they don't realize, or some of them maybe realize but have unrealistic expectations by the time they get it in their possession, that they're going to look as good as this person does in it, when there would be tons of other more suitable lingerie or dresses or professional wear, whatever we're looking for, that they could dress and be much more sleek and presentable with their own body types. I think women, due to the internet and the way shamming has obviously become very popular the last 15, 20 years in a new, like, kind of cosmic way that is kind of acceptable if the context is right. I do think that women, in a sense, do overlook their own body type. That would be a flaw that many women have. Some
body
men,
dysmorphia type of thing.
More or less.
Like, they think that they look at what they're idealizing or visualizing in front of them, but they don't look like that. I think it's common. And I think it's not just them. I think it's dudes, too. And maybe that's one reason why obesity is rampant here. Like, there's so much luxury, and it's so easy to gain weight. Like, dude, when I gained weight after the surgery, I didn't realize I'd gained that much weight. I don't have a scale. So, it took me a while. Like, people had to comment how fat I was for me to be like, holy fuck, I guess I got fat.
Well, yeah, because if you're living a fairly relaxed lifestyle...
Depressed.
Well, not after surgery, yes.
Not relaxed.
In a general
and I
state,
was on just mad drugs.
But even in a general state, someone could not notice for 10 or 15 pounds if, they're a male and you're 6 foot tall.
It was like 70, dog.
Well, yeah, but...
It was probably like 70, I estimate.
You think you gained 70 before you noticed it was like that, or did you notice it was like 30 or 40?
I lost some weight just by being active, right? Just by being able to move around again, like probably like 20 pounds immediately. And I was still fat, and I finally jumped on a scale, and I was like 250. Heaviest I've ever been. I was like, holy shit, I know I lost weight.
Because you were obviously on a scale and then were heavier before you'd gotten on the scale 250?
Yeah, I could estimate that I lost at least 25 pounds. 20 pounds.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Was it like one of those scenarios you looked in the mirror and were like, holy fuck, one of those, like, as far as like, or was it more like people had
someone ran into me and I sort of had like, this fool's just a piece of shit.
Yeah, so fuck that guy.
So I ran into him and I was like, oh shit, you're a pizza delivery dude now? Sort of just like low key, killing him.
Yeah, throwing
and he's like, yeah, man. And he's like, man, you put on quite a bit of weight. And I was like, oh shit. And the dude that I was with we had just met. So it was like, he didn't know or anything, but I was like, oh fuck. I like walked out and I looked into his like. I never look at fucking mirrors before.
Not
dog.
usually.
I wouldn't even shave normally. I was just like out in the fucking street doing whatever, you know. So I was just like, you know, I just didn't give a fuck about anything. So I just looked in the mirror, and I was like, shit. I guess I'm the fattest piece of shit around, you know? I don't know how I got that big, dude. It's crazy. It was mostly depression and just not giving a fuck. All I did was smoke weed and take
Was your diet bad, or was it...
I was trying to eat so much protein, so it wasn't that bad. It was just high in protein, and I wasn't able to move.
Oh, yeah.
Because
so
I wasn't
turned into fat after you didn't exercise?
Yeah, it was just like, I couldn't even... I was just like putting on the weight, you know? Like, even now, like... This is the skinniest I've been for a while, and I'm just like continuing to lose weight.
I'm sure you feel good about it.
I feel great, but I'm doing it right. But the thing is, I need to jump on the scale, because I bet you now I might be 210 or 215, which was before the fattest I'd ever been. You know, but I am a little bit taller now, so
yeah. Which for a male at 6 feet that's continually doing his thing. 210, 215 on the declining weight isn't a bad place to be.
Nah, I'm probably trying to get to like 190 or 195. Yeah,
it's more or less, obviously, it's nice if we were like, you know, really rocked up, but since we're just going to try to be muscularly lean or something like that, it would be nice before we get into our, later years if you had, like, the weight is comfortably controlled. Because right now you're in a really good position.
It's my last year, 20s. That's why I'm not even, like, playing basketball that much. Allergies a little bit, but I'm like, nah, I just want to keep working on my body and reduce the injury issue. And then if I get injured, realize now what to do. Like, just eat properly and ask some doctors and professionals their advice rather than trying to do everything by myself like an asshole. And just going without thinking about it and just smoking like 20 blunts a day to the dome and just in a fucking studio apartment just caking on inches of blunt dust on the fucking ground and shit.
You know, definitely helps probably.
That's crazy, dude.
I mean, I'm sure your lungs feel a lot better now that you're not smoking blunts anymore.
Oh my god. Way better. Way better. Also, dabs and shit.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say, and I just heard from the guy from one of the Deftones was just saying that after he was smoking just blunts and cigarettes for years, that the dabs like helped control the cough that came with like the chronic cough, because he like quit all that shit and just dabbing and was like.
Well, dabbing just makes it easier to fucking get off of that. Honestly, it was Roz. The dude should have probably just got into that, but he's probably stubborn like I used to be. Because I was convinced that joints couldn't get you as high as blunts.
He got into dabs in like 2010, the guy from the Deftones was saying.
Deftones?
Yeah, his name is Stephen Carpenter from the Deftones, I believe.
Deftones made some good music.
Yeah, he's a guitarist. He's been a cannabis activist for 20 years.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. There's a good interview with him on Be Real Smokebox, and
nice.
With that, I was saying that obviously it's not maybe for everybody, but the ability to step away from like blunts and just mass use of like rolled tobacco, even maybe a lot of joints.
But people sometimes mix that in, especially in Europe.
He did a lot of spliffs. That's what he did. Unfortunately, he was smoking a lot of spliffs.
Because he picked it up in Europe or what?
Basically, what he did is because he smoked a lot of cigarettes. He said he used to do the spliff joint, so he didn't get people trying to come up and hit his joint because they wouldn't smell it as easy. Because he was like, obviously, we were smoking decent stuff, so basically, you'd end up getting like these joint groupies. It meant they'd smoke or smell it, they'd be there in 5 seconds. You'd be like, get the hell away. But he was saying since he was dabbing, I guess about 5-6 years ago now at this point, that he kind of was able to reduce his cough, and it eventually went away because he wasn't chronically smoking as much spliffs, no spliffs, just the dabbing, very little flour. I do believe he said he still did smoke cigarettes to this day still, and the cough had went away, but just the use of just cutting back the tobacco at a large scale did prevent him from continuing to have a chronic cough. So I did believe that was cool, that dabs could give somebody the relief that they need
That's
quickly and help a chronic cough. Because
there's so much medicine in this plant.
Yeah.
And, yo, this is what helped me not be crazy. The number one thing that started changing my mind. When I was just like... It, like, just showed how fucking stupid I was. I didn't realize. I thought I was such a nice guy. But I'm just, like, fighting and just doing all this crazy shit. But, like, in my mind, especially with the way I interpreted Hinduism, it was all good, you know?
You know what?
Shit is, I don't know, you know? Smoke it a little bit, it fucking does open your mind a little bit. Definitely takes away.
Were you still considering or still practicing Hinduism at any capacity when you started smoking weed?
I mean, you just practice it by belief. My beliefs about if God exists or whatever, I think that the question's unimportant, so I don't really worry about it. I'm leaning logically, it makes sense that it's not, that there is no God, right? There's no confirmation that there is.
Of course, that's always that's one of the biggest general questions I think anyone that in the entire world that didn't grow up under a rock.
100%, right? But oddly enough, I find myself praying. And so if I'm being 100%, like, I pray in, like, duress and it just makes me feel better. Oh, yeah. So whatever that is, I know that it's just, like, probably setting off a hormone or just, like, decreasing some shit. But the fact that I revert to that, I'm not going to just be, like, obviously, that maybe there's, like, maybe I'm, like, 1% religious. Maybe I'm, like, 50% religious. I don't know. But the religious question is not important. No. Not nowadays.
No.
It's more like, listen. There's so many people out there with problems. God doesn't need to come and help you with yours. There's someone with a way worse problem than yours. So there's no need to ever fucking pray. I even know that. I still pray. It just makes me feel better. You know?
It does though is, even myself, I would probably say I am probably agnostic but closer to atheist type views. Yeah. But I do have agnostic views as far as, like, moral beliefs and religious tolerance, because one of the things I don't like about atheism is their religious intolerism. Obviously, there's a few out there, but for the most part,
some of them
it's a very nagging culture. And like you said, even though I, as an adult, and probably since I've been 13 or 14 years old, chosen to not be Lutheran or Christian based, I still was exposed to a decent amount of religion, and even myself. I have friends that are devoutly Christian and lead a very just life, and I do appreciate that there are many people like that in society, no matter what denomination of religion they're from. It is a good thing to see, and I'll be honest, I have, in many occasions, after I've chosen that I will not pray on a daily basis, I've been at people's homes. Obviously, everyone's prayed at people's homes over dinner. That's the obvious one. But I've been at legitimate people's, like, baseball teams, and there you have, like, a whole Mormon team, and they pray in, like, a way I've never seen, and it's kind of cool to see because, while I don't have to practice that, I was at least exposed to a way of life that does promote religious tolerism, and if anybody wants to use their religious as an extreme route to commit a crime or shove their beliefs down other people, whether they're religious or not's face, we obviously don't like that kind of religion. And that's where I would draw the line. Like, no one likes, the obvious religious extremisms. We all know the stereotypes about it. There's no need to go into complete overture about that. 100%. But when it comes to just baseline religion, from even Judaism, Muslim, Hinduism, all the basic Christian, and then the Mormon religion, since those are the more common ones you see in most societies, but at least in American society that I have a more fundamental experience with, I can say that none of those religions impact my life in a negative way because they just want to live their life and just be their own little enclave of people and work and assimilate into society. Except
warring Muslims now, I guess.
Yeah, obviously
fundamentalists, but they're not a good representation.
But that's the extreme nature that we kind of vow that's not something that isn't good. I obviously would be very outspoken about any religious extreme
Yesterday, and it might have even been on record, which would be sort of cool. But I had to clarify with my homie that like dudes who wear turbans are Sikh. They're not Muslim. I was like, the thing that those other dudes wear is called something else, like a, I don't remember what the fuck it's called, like hijab or some shit. I don't remember. So I don't know. It's interesting that people still are confused about the issue, but you know, a lot of people don't read into shit even. So.
You know, it's kind of easy, and the thing is it is really a far-fetched reason. Is it still recording?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is a far-reaching reason that we have so many people that are at the point of extreme oversight on what's really going on because of all the avenues that are there for information.
Yep.
I get it. Maybe some of these people were so brainwashed, and while the internet is only a generation or two thing, depending on where you fall in the millennial and scale of all those things, maybe you've had children that are using the internet now. But I would say there's still a large portion of society, and in an election year we obviously see this at a heightened rate. The amount of extreme oversight is tremendous. You see people believing memes they see on the internet, they're complete fabrication.
It's crazy because it takes
you have Fox, you telling stupid shit.
People want instant gratification,
and that's what it is
because if they don't always want to be informed, and exactly, and they'll believe it without even double checking, and that's how these hoaxes and shit they get like pretty big. A lot of times I'll just check on something, I'll be like, this is sort of questionable, and I'll look it up. And it'll be a hoax. I'll Google it and it'll be like, oh, one of the most widely used hoaxes. Google, thank you for whoever put that up and got that ranked up, that SEO and sweet. I use that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the new Tesla building going up right over at Riverview University?
Nevada. Oh, out here?
Yeah, we're getting our own in Tempe because I do believe the cars are going to be pushed out in the next 2 years, like beyond like Scottsdale and Chandler. There's not a whole lot of service stations.
We should just go pick them up right from the bay there.
Right. So basically,
they probably allow it.
Though there's infrastructure for it, but since that's always a nice hot.
That's the spot where where Dave used to work at. I think
the Aaron's right there at River University.
Is there that run right on the corner? That big ass plant.
It's where River University is, just west.
100%.
Yeah, it's where that old Aaron's used to be for all those years on the south side of the street.
Oh, it's that.
And they're basically blowing out the whole backside parking lot where there's going to be a whole bunch of filling stations. In the front, they're going to have more of like a storefront, like where they'll obviously probably like be able to buy models and they'll deliver them to that site. So it's going to be a nice deal. And
would you get one? I would
at this point look into it in the next 2 years only because the amount of service stations along the routes.
They're going to be everywhere.
They're going to be everywhere, and the reason why I felt it was kind of cool to talk about is for anybody that's not familiar with what we're talking about, this will be in Tempe, Arizona, which is a fairly decent suburb of Phoenix, but it's nowhere.
ASU, baby.
But there's by no means a gigantic reason to say we're like San Francisco or other places where we're going to be the pinnacle of these vehicles.
Land here's cheap, though.
But yes, land is cheap, but it just speaks on the amount of ground that they plan on covering in the very near future.
They have a shit ton of them in Chicago. I was surprised.
Oh yeah, Texas has theirs, but based on this I would say in the next 5 years, I would bet every state has multiple metro areas of their state that has a refilling station for any Tesla model. They'll have different places where you can order the Tesla model, and And
the Tesla's going to be cheap.
It will be.
I think the Tesla 3, the one that just came out, was pretty fucking cheap.
28, 30 grand or something like that.
Yeah, it's getting to 30 grand.
But still, for what we're talking about, this is a good car. I do think that
I think it's 0 to 60 in still 5 seconds or less.
The first couple runs, I do believe a lot of these cars will be cash order only. But I would imagine in a handful of years after some of these cars do make it to the market that they will be middle class affordable. but it does seem that the initial Tesla models will be for a discerning young professional or maybe a upper middle class family right away, but it does fall into a middle class price range, depending on your other expenditures, I guess, in your family.
Man, it's sort of crazy. Like, it'll tell you when to go fill.
Mm-hmm. It does.
The technology would be like, yo, you should stop at this next station, you big bitch. They probably set it on curse mode.
Oh, you could probably set it to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Go refill it, you asshole. Or something like that, man.
But, dude, yeah. Tesla's, man, it's crazy what's going on out here.
It's definitely a company that I'm looking forward to see the development.
Should we buy stock?
You know, I feel it's one of those companies.
It's sort of level for the last 12 months.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's level, and it's going to be one of those up and down ones that, you know, if you're really interested in Tesla and you just find...
If you just believe in them. And I do believe in them.
Which is a good thing for some stocks. Obviously, they're not a stock I would go heavily invest in. But if you wanted to go get enough shares to feel connected to what they're doing and
maybe I'll buy 10 or something. I don't know, but that's sort of a lot.
Well,
10 is like 2 G's now.
Is it up to $200 now, sure?
I think it's something. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, last time I had checked.
Maybe I'll just slowly buy it to 10 and just hold on to them.
Yeah, because 10 shares is about right. Because I mean, like you said, in a company like that, you're not trying to heavily invest in, but it's
can't control anything. But I just sort of believe that they will sort of kill it.
And that's the thing, they're going to kill it. And by owning 10 shares, you're privy to information that's going to be sent. It'll probably be exposed slightly. Obviously, you're not getting top secret shit with 10 shares, but there's a tremendous...
Give me top secret shit, dog.
Right.
10 shares, man. 2 G's. For my net worth, that's sort of hefty. Most billionaires are not putting in.
If I could get the top secret, I'd want to know exactly when they plan on having the train done from San Francisco to LA done.
Yeah.
100%.
But I don't think that's related to that company.
No,
it's a different company.
But I thought he was helping spearhead some of the hyperloop development or something.
Oh, maybe he is. I don't know. You're probably more in on that than me. I haven't heard that.
But I would have to do some research, but I did feel like Elon Musk had something to do with the California hyperloop railway that they say would, an hour and 45 minutes or something like that from LA to San Francisco. Or was it, I think it was closer to an hour. I think at one point I saw it was supposed to be a 700-mile-an-hour train over 500-mile-an-hour distance. I was going to be no.
It's like, less than an hour.
It could be between like 45 to an hour.
They can make them even faster, but they're just trying to test that.
Yeah, that's the thing. But realistically, I saw that they planned that it could be anywhere from like 45, 50 minutes to up to an hour and 15 minutes. But that would revolutionize how people traveled. I mean, obviously, as a consumer of like not wasting my time, I would be one of the first people to let the first wave of people get on the hypertrain. Once they didn't die, I'd be all for it. I'd be using it for
They're
life.
not going to die, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously I know...
I don't think so. I hope not.
But I hope there's like some like really famous people who do like some inaugural runs or like, you know, they...
Clooney?
Yeah, let Clooney do it.
Clooney would be there.
You know, I could see a whole bunch of walks of...
Maybe Clooney won't be there.
I mean, you gotta feel like you could start traveling to tons of destinations and start allowing people to move out of the really densely populated
Have we talked
areas.
about this before? I've had conversations with my homies.
In brief amounts, but I don't know if we've covered
in Asia and Russia and other places, they're making ones where they'll move it like much faster, like
I've seen that
1,800 or like 2,000 miles an hour.
China or Japan already have trains go like 400, 500 miles.
Yeah, but they're gonna make
shit.
these things. They don't use any power. They recharge on their own.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
So and they just get you there so fucking fast. So if we had shit like that, you can get to New York in an hour from here or from LA. You can get to Washington in like 20 minutes. You can get to Miami in like an hour. Miami, New York, maybe like
I feel
25
like
to 40 minutes.
Being that we
Imagine
are,
that shit, dog.
Being that we are in our late 20s, I feel like in our lifetime it is very feasible that mass travel will change due to speed.
100%. That shit's way faster than planes.
Aviation-wise, yeah, there'll be some improvements over the next 50 years, I believe.
They're bringing back supersonic flights. Do you see that?
I did see that.
I hope so. Did they really do it?
But at the same token, I believe that intercontinental travel is going to be the next big thing. Like you were saying, like the Trans-Siberian Railroad that revolutionized Russia's travel across their country. If they hypertube something like that, they could travel across their 9 or 10 time zones effectively instead of a 10-day trip or a 12-day trip, whatever that ends up being.
They could do it
if
like
they could
one
do
day.
It 1 day or 2 days, depending on the stops.
No, it'd be like 1 day.
Yeah, it would be on travel. It would be a day, but depending on the train.
2,000 miles a fucking hour.
Yeah, if they're gonna be that fast, yeah, I didn't actually know the.
It might be less than that.
I mean, even at
a day is a lot. Actually, it might be like 6 hours, 7 hours. Yeah. Holy fuck! Are you serious? Is this how big? What the fuck? How big is it?
What, Russia?
Yeah.
But in time zones, there's 9 or 10 across.
But how many miles? The U.S. is about 3,000 miles, right?
I honestly think it's like a 10,000-mile journey.
5 hours.
Because
5 hours, dog.
If it was at 2,000, it would depend on the train.
A little bit over. Yeah, but if it's going 1,800, 1,500, okay, it's 6 hours. It's not a day.
Russian topography is slightly different than ours, so
yeah, but just imagine that they make it just go straight somehow, and they could crack through rock.
I mean, but it would be.
I think they sort of have to make them straight. They might make them underground.
There would be that.
But they're putting money in to do it already.
But the crazy part is the Russian Empire being down in Vladivostok is like damn near by the China Sea. And that's damn near, right now China's telling everybody back up away from the South China Sea.
They're broke as fuck. They're probably doing some illegal ass shit.
Yeah, so, there's that. And then you obviously gotta go damn near all the way across to where Moscow and St. Petersburg, and that's damn near on the European steppe. Yeah. So the fact that you get a expanding nation that far, I would think that in our lifetime to see that intercontinental kind of travel that we envision in our own country. Could you imagine if we could somehow get from, I don't know, Arizona area of the border all the way through Mexico at a high rate of speed, but their topography is very hilly, and I'm not sure I'm trying to check a train at that rate of speed through Mexico, but, that's our time now. I mean, Mexico is a very beautiful place.
They just might shoot it off the edge of California through the water.
Yeah, see, that would
There's a lot of options.
That would be a trip I would like to do. If anybody and their mom has not heard of Ensenada on a destination in Baja California, check it out. It's fucking sweet.
I've been to Rosarito. How close is that? You said it was pretty close.
I mean, Ensenada is in the middle of Baja California.
Yeah, I think it's like 30 or 40 miles. Yeah.
So
that's cool though.
Yep, and
it's your favorite spot in Mexico?
I mean, as far as like a chill place to go, I mean, it's a very.
What's so chill about it? What's your favorite part about it?
I would say the overall lifestyle of the place. The locals have a very rich tradition. There's breweries, there's vineyards.
Legitimate breweries?
Yes.
Oh, vineyards and shit.
There's vineyards, there's breweries.
It's sort of like high class.
It's a legit, I mean, coming from Arizona.
Higher class than Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it is a nice place to go. It's not a coastal city.
Right.
But it's very close. I think it's an hour to...
Can we fly there?
I do know you could take some private planes, but I'm not sure.
How long is a drive from here?
I mean, I believe...
12 hours?
You basically gotta go... Yeah,
you gotta go to SD and through that whole
joint. Yeah, you do.
Past Tijuana, past all that.
I would imagine through Tijuana would be your best land destination.
Fuck.
You could probably.
I wouldn't want to fly out there.
You could probably go through the back way and go through Yuma because you can get into Mexicali through that way.
Oh, really?
So you might not have to go all the way to SD.
SD.
But that'd probably be your best bet. Is you'd probably take the Yuma way, go through Mexicali.
Mexicali is Baja California.
Yeah,
right?
but basically it levels off. You know how you literally ride on the 8 Mexicali, it goes this way as you're getting in. You'd probably be from Yuma the best way to go.
That's actually probably the quickest way.
Because you wouldn't go to the coast. You literally go through
you
the
just cut
central.
through.
So that'd be your best bet. And then I would imagine Ensenada to San Diego is probably a 4-hour drive about.
Well, I mean, but through Yuma to Ensenada that way is probably like 5 or 6 hours, I'm guessing.
Yeah, you could maybe do that in 6 or 7 hours. Maybe.
From Yuma?
Yeah, maybe do that fact.
You know what? I should, we should. That'd be dope to go out there, dude.
While talking about it.
Really, your fam?
What's up?
Your fam is?
Oh, my family's never been there.
What the fuck? How do you know about this spot?
Oh, dude, it's freaking a pretty nice place. I've been there once.
Went spring breaking or what?
No, I went out there when I was like 23 with a group of friends from college. It was a great place to visit because we were gonna go to all the places, down in Baja California. There's 3 major cities, I believe, but let me see.
That's dope. I need to add that to my list then. Ensenada. I always hit Rocky Point. Puerto Penasco. I should have gone to my homie's wedding last year, but I didn't have the cash to really do it.
7 hours, but you know what? Instead of going through Yuma like we were saying, it does have us going all the way to through Tijuana and then to into Ensenada because it is a little closer to the.
So you do go through Tijuana.
Yep, but I guess there's flights you can get from Phoenix
to Ensenada?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if
back?
Let's check. I got shit.
That'd be crazy. Southwest?
Let's check. That says $137.
What? Are you fucking kidding me, dog?
Basically, though, you fly just to San Diego. It's one way, but I guess you just fly to San Diego and drive, I guess.
What?
Or I can pick either one. Let me pick the airport. They have me leaving from Phoenix or San Diego.
Nah, if you're gonna go through the fucking airport, you might as well fly all the way in.
Yeah, I guess you
drive another fucking 6 hours after all that nonsense.
I guess Phoenix and San Diego offers flights.
Yeah, but what about Phoenix to Ensenada? How much does that cost?
It says it starts at $137 and up.
No, that's cheap as shit.
Yeah, so you can go down there.
Just get down there, fly out.
And it's not. And while there is always a hint of criminal elements, it's a really off-beaten path. It's not like Tijuana where...
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not... This isn't 1995 Ariana Felix, organization Tijuana where it's as violent.
Right.
But...
They were killing it out there back then.
Let's be honest, it's still not as nice of a city with Ensenada being an hour away from Tijuana, maybe. I think it's maybe 2 hours.
Oh, I'm sure there's Cartel out there.
Oh, of course. There's going to be
Cartel everywhere.
There's Cartel everywhere.
I ran into Cartel in Rocky Point. We were at this bar, sat down, alright? And then it's me, my homie, his mom, this girl that he was sort of smashing at the time, and these fucking big-ass dudes, one of them with a dog collar comes in, and they're escorting this dude who's, in a wheelchair, when the mechanical wheelchairs can't talk, sort of on, some weird shit, can spin around. It's, extremely expensive wheelchair, several thousands of dollars out here in Mexico. It can do all sorts of shit. Because I used to sell medical equipment, so I know. And, dude, we gave our table to them because it was easier for them to get it. They wouldn't have to go down some steps. They were so nice to us and shit afterwards. But the chicks didn't understand what was going on.
That you were with?
That we were with, when they came with us, they didn't understand who they were. When me and my homie, we were like, oh, these fools are a cartel, Because they were I think one of them was obviously strapped.
You respect people that walk into places that.
Well, I mean, the dude was in a wheelchair. We wouldn't have given up our spot, but the dude was in a wheelchair, and they would have to go down shit.
He wouldn't have required your spot.
Yeah, it could have been anybody. We would have given up our fucking spot.
But you realize in the process.
But they were really nice. They could speak English. Rare for locals, right?
Was it pretty good English?
Pretty good English. And so we obviously knew. We just let them chill. We were just drinking and shit. And they just like cheers us a couple times, no big deal. But the chick is like making fun of the big ass dude, really the bodyguard dude, probably the lowest ranking dude, who's wearing a dog collar, making fun of his dog collar. And we're like, shut the fuck up. We'll tell you later. Just shut up. And she still keeps going in on him and shit. But they're not really in it. This dude's like spinning around, checking girls out. I actually see a couple chicks who were in my high school down in there, but I was too afraid to say what's up.
Yeah, down in Rocky Point.
I'll never be afraid now. Now that I have the show, it just emboldens me to just do the dumbest shit. Not the dumbest shit, but just like if I see a chick and I don't want to talk to her, I'll just go talk to her. Like who I'm trying to avoid from a past experience. I'll just be like, fuck it, let's go say what's up.
Depending on the situation.
Let's see if he slaps me in the face or runs away or calls me a piece of shit or acts nice.
It depends.
They always act nice in the face, but then they never talk to you.
Well, you don't want to be out there looking necessarily for confrontation, but I would say if it was left on a decent term, there are some people that I like from high school really don't care to speak to, but then again, I've ran into people, from high school in different various situations, and you realize you talk to them.
Yeah.
A lot of people that are at points in their life where that is a little bit different than in high school.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But then again, I've definitely ran into some people that
they usually have kids and they're married.
Yeah, that maybe was their way of.
Dude, how old are you?
I'm 26.
When you turn 27, a year?
At the end of August. So I guess in 4.5 months, I guess.
The end of August. August, hold on. It's not 31st, is it?
It is, yeah.
Alright, nice.
August 31st, it is.
Alright, good. Cool, man.
Cute.
27. Pretty big year.
Yeah, there's definitely some stuff I definitely want to continue to accomplish, but like we were saying, there's a steadiness to yourself you must carry, but you must remain ambitious at the same time.
100%. You gotta ache to get more, but not ache so hard that it's miserable.
Yeah.
But just miserable enough to put some fucking kick in your ass.
And there's that, and I definitely agree that if you have a specific talent or trade that you are doing, like most people do, to earn a living these days, you must be very committed and dedicated to improvement.
Yeah.
But at the same token, unless you're just striving for the best, you must harness that energy to only try to be the best.
100%.
Not ruin.
You try to make that rhyme right there?
No.
It sounds like you're Muhammad Ali about to just go off for a second.
Man, Muhammad Ali had way bigger issues to talk about between the civil rights and his...
Yeah.
And then, he converted...
Not going to the drafts, converted.
Yeah, he had a different set of views than I personally have. I mean, we do need these revolutionary type thinkers that need to be outspoken in like a loud way publicly. But the great thing is while most people don't have the platform and the position of Muhammad Ali, there can be the same effect you have in a Muhammad Ali way if you stand up for things you believe in personally, and you do actually try not to be vindictive in your life. Obviously, everyone has their own range of emotions that you can check and balance here or there, but that's who you are, and you should embrace yourself for who you are, but at the same token, try, if there's any, evil brewing, to try to level it to some other way of dissatisfaction, because you don't need it consuming you to that degree. Now, don't get me wrong, there is a few cardinal things in life that I obviously disprove to that theory. Yeah. If somebody murdered somebody in your family, you can hate them all you want. There is you know, cancer is something we should all hate like that. You know, there's obviously a few things that deserve, like, an evil amount of hate to counter the evil that they are.
Like rape.
Yeah, like, that's another one, rape, you know. There are societal evils that we must have that sort of hate and disdain for, but as far as, like, the individual people that really, either if you're jealous or even if they took an ex of yours, the hate should not be so real that your life is willing to take a step back because of it.
100%.
Because, you know what?
100.
I mean, because we've all had unfortunate situations in our own social and personal lives, friends and family lives that are challenging.
It's just
to
a
keep
test.
That. But
it's all just part of life.
And at the same token, everyone can internalize their own mistakes with themselves or maybe the people that know about the mistake as is, but when moving forward after those, like, flare-ups of maybe making a mistake or a reaction to a test that you were given in your life, to not harbor such resentment for it that ruins yourself going forward.
Life. People do that a lot, dwell on the past too much. They need to just improve and keep moving forward, because failure is part of that.
The big one is people need to stop being so impulsive with these rash decisions that are going to result in one moment your life's different for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I'm not even necessarily talking about only murder or, you know, beating up your wife or, you know, a stabbing or something of that nature. It can literally be words you say. It could be you stealing something. It could be something that will peg you as probably your fate. Because unfortunately, there's, like, things you can do to mend offense, but, man, it seems like with the younger generation and maybe just the instant gratification, it seems a lot of people need to reach and get right away. It is causing some of those cardinal rules to be broken.
100%.
I mean, and that could be, like we said, not even just the major ones. It could be petty theft at 19, and guess what? You stole from your roommate from college, but guess what? He turns into be a millionaire, dude, and could have given you a great job and played your field right. It's not necessarily something that can result in jail time. It's these little minor networking things and just connecting the dots in your life.
I feel like I used to cut off people too fast. And there's really
exactly,
no point of doing that.
That's a point for
have a much bigger
even from the opposite spectrum. That's a good point to make, because if you're even in the successful part of the spectrum, to not let go certain people that are maybe on, like, that edge.
Unless they're really fucked up, I didn't really go that. Some of them did. That's fucking fine. You know, those partnerships couldn't work. But then, like, you know, other people, like, you know, they just weren't as crazy as I was. But, you know, you live and you fucking learn, because dude, I'm fucking young still. Like, a businessman's fucking life can be till he dies.
If, you know, you're living as long as you probably have 6 decades to live.
At least, dude. Hopefully more.
Yeah.
Hopefully with the fucking health shit that comes, it's like more
I'm hoping
we have another 15 decades or some shit. That'd be crazy.
15 would be on the extreme end of it, but possible.
Well, I mean, just think about this. If they say that one diabetes drug that they already have, and they start giving it to people, and people start averaging living like 125 years that they say that they will, you don't think that with another, on average, another 80 more guaranteed years from now, that maybe 90 more guaranteed years, that they wouldn't find some more shit that might make it happen longer? Stem cell your whole body up?
That's in our lifetime. I kind of agree with the one.
We have potential to. We might be the last people to die. Yeah. We could be the last generation that dies. We could. Everyone could die after that. Who the fuck knows?
I mean, I think like about 120 is our like what is possible. I mean, obviously there are still some people that are 116, 117 and have lived to be 120, but I'm talking. A legit portion of the population.
Yeah, like 70%, 80% of the population.
That doesn't reach other mortality reasons.
Like, the oldest person in the world is more like 170 or some
150,
shit.
yeah.
And you're like, whoa.
And we're living to be 110, 115, 120 by, like, no problem.
Yeah.
Like, the new 80 should be, like, 110 or something like that. Is what I would want to
and the new extreme
like
age could be, like, 150, 160, 1 plus, whatever. Because maybe it's just, like, so healthy that the range is, like, even more of an outlier.
Yeah. And I would think as adaptation went into that, because there would be a slow adaptation of organ strength that I think that if you did live a healthy lifestyle, that there could be those people that extremely do live to be 140 and 150, because the only way they're going to die is like in their sleep peacefully. Like I wouldn't say peacefully, but they fall asleep with natural causes well into their 120s and 30s.
What time is it now?
It is 2:22 on the dot.
Man, I don't know why I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting all hungry myself. I'm not sure what I want though.
Man, I go from all that deep conversation to my stomach growling. I was like, wait, what?
Which is good
It's
though.
so crazy how that shit could block it. Just simple body mechanics. Like a boner would definitely stop a smart conversation in a second.
Oh man, I'd be like, what?
A hot bitch would be like, oh shit.
Man, that's got to be one of the biggest proofs of what's going on. Is if you're talking, a hot chick walks by, chicks will stop and look, dudes will stop and look, dudes with their families, single dudes, everyone stops and looks at a hot chick because they're just looking fine.
I try not to stop and look, but I at least check them out while they're in front of me. But if they're super fine, I'm like, fuck it. I'll turn around in front of people.
I think at our age you do get good at the less than like 3 second, probably 1.5 as long as you really get. But I would say mine's about 1.5, walk, look, and go, just because you can't say shit if I looked at you for 1.5 seconds. I was on my move and I couldn't, my peripheral vision had to be there.
100%.
But there are those chicks, even at my age, even now I've slept with more than enough women to not be surprised by most women. There are those women that are upper 9s and damn near 10s that will have me breaking my rule, stop, turn around, look at you, damn near as long as my neck doesn't break.
Yeah.
And it's like...
You have to.
Yeah, the gratification...
And they deserve that.
In a sense they do.
Don't they want that? I think girls like attention. I think people in general like attention.
If you don't gawk at them too much and you don't necessarily make it a problem in their day, I do think a girl that knows she's that fine is going to have had a extra second stare every now and then. But
beauty doesn't last forever. They might as well get it while they get it.
Yeah, but I think the occasional stare is okay. But I would definitely sense that, it is cool whenever you know that you, 8s and 9s are smoking hot all day. You never get your rule break, but somehow you tripled like the time you stare at this chick, stopped, pivoted, looked again. I mean, you checked out the front, the back, the ass.
What would you do if, old women could start looking young again? Because Joe Rogan keeps talking about this new therapy that's going to come out for sure. Dana White and him to talk about this. I
would venture to guess
where your collagen will go back to how it was when you're 17.
I would venture to guess some of these women that do receive this therapy that maybe didn't have children or stayed in really good shape are going to be 50 and look 30 years old. And
they're going to look like even younger. They're going to look like how they were when they're like... Their skin. The collagen reproduction centers that make... wrinkles and all the shit. It'll go back to producing how it was when 17 at your optimal rate. So you just go and they'll be looking like they have 17-year-old skin.
Right.
And no wrinkles and just
that would be good, but man, I tell you what,
you'd be hitting 50-year-olds.
I would. There's already some 50-year-olds I'd hit now.
Yeah.
I
definitely know I'd be hitting.
But ladies, if this thing from Joe Rogan can do all that, the one area you always give your age, if you already don't know it, is those old lady hands give away every year of your life.
They'll go away.
If
it's your entire body, I think.
That'd be cool.
There's probably going to be different treatments.
But you know how vascular those old women get in their hands? That would be...
But it's that collagen breakdown.
If they can figure it out.
Yeah. Maybe there'd be the veins. Maybe you would have to grab the hands and look for big veins.
Old women hands are as vascular as dudes that just stare on his chest.
If she's fine, I'd still fuck.
Guess what? That hand could still give me a handy. I'm good. If you're smoking hot, still use that hand. Use them lips.
You just want a handy from these old ladies?
No, I want more than that most of the time.
Yeah, most of the time. A handy would make you happy sometimes?
If I was on my way, yeah, just a little quick and go. If I like
I think handies are terrible.
You know, unless they're done by yourself, they're usually not as good, man. Some of those...
Exactly, like my handy knows my dicky.
I get a hand job and a blow job in, like, the right quick environment's nice, you know. Maybe you're
blow
driving...
job takes forever.
It depends.
I last a long time. All of it takes forever.
That's what I think it comes down to mental power. If you know you're on a quickie and you know that you enjoy blowjobs, yeah, I enjoy them. So if a chick knows what she's doing and knows how long I can last, I'll just mentally in my mind go back to, you know, letting one go in like 2-3 minutes and be like, that was fucking great.
That's awesome.
You know, and I usually do that in the midst of like, hey, always got to get that first nut out of the way.
Yeah.
Blow me and get out of the way, and then usually chicks I'm with, if they're good and they swallow you, it gets you really ready to go. So by the time she's already pulled back, turned around, you're hard and ready to go, or she wants to get on top or whatever. It's all good.
It's all good.
But you know,
I don't like when chicks are riding me from top.
You know,
I feel uncomfortable.
Everyone has that. I personally have like different positions that I'm more comfortable with.
I prefer being over them, on top of them,
yeah,
or on the side of them.
Yeah, it's
but
got to be
above
a give
me,
and take.
I just don't. I just don't feel it. Nah,
you know, I do.
They don't know how to work it right. No. They probably do, but it's just uncomfortable for me. My dick just does not want to like work like that.
You know, the one...
And, like, even right now, I'm, like, rubbing my face because just the feeling of the uncomfortableness.
You know, the
like,
one thing about a chick being on top of you is you literally got to be, like, 90 to 100% as hard as you're going to be, usually, because you have to be stiff because of the motion. You could still have a real big wiener, but if it can't curve inside of the way it goes,
it doesn't work.
Me personally, I like reverse cowgirl more than I do cowgirl.
Damn, you fuck with that.
Huh?
You fuck with the reverse.
Yeah,
they're on top of you.
Yeah, but it's their back to you, not their titties. So.
Right. Yeah. So the angle's better.
And you fuck them more.
Right. Okay.
So it's one of my some chicks like to be on top because they got it so other ways. I don't know. It's just the exhilaration of getting a chick insatiable. I really think that's what you gotta do. So many chicks are into other shit, so you gotta be your part and do your team, play yourself and get yourself off. But at the same token, if you make that chick insatiable and play your part and doing
that's pretty much where I call it. I don't want a girl on top. That's it.
Which is cool. And you know what? Most people have one or two things.
Yeah.
Mine is...
It just doesn't feel right, bro.
Dude, my thing is if a chick even puts her finger beyond my ball
it's not going in my ass.
Nope, never.
Nothing's in that.
I damn near would knee you on accident, being like, Pshow!
Yeah, and don't hurt me. Don't try to hurt me. Right. I don't like getting hurt.
Right. Or don't slap me. Yeah. See, you know, I tell you what, there's one chick...
I mean, getting slapped is okay.
Yeah,
a little biting.
You know, there's this one chick I had banged a few times, and
maybe a lot.
She was more like this submissive type, and like she enjoyed doing like positions and shit.
Yeah.
Sure enough, she got a boyfriend for like 6 months. I don't know what he did to her sexually or not. I don't think he did anything crazy. Is the problem? She broke up with him, and she was like, "Hey, come meet me at a bar. We got a couple drinks. Man, we must have got home." She had, like, got into, like, some sexual alter ego of hers that I guess only comes out on, like, boyfriends that are submissive, but I'm, like, more of the domination or like, level type. And she must have tried to, like, first she, like, kind of playfully slapped me. I'm like, okay, whatever, you know, haha. I was, like, sucking her titty. And then she, like, legit, in a sexual, like, way, but not, like, it felt good way, was like, wham! I'm like...
Damn!
I was like,
in the face?
In the face, like straight up.
Holy shit!
Enough to where like
you cut, blood.
I cut like I didn't bleed like a lot, but like
you tasted blood.
But I tasted a little blood. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And like,
did she say, "You know you like it"?
But the thing is, yes, I'm fucking her, and she's like insatiable, but she's in like this ultra aggressive state that I'd never seen her. And the chick that I've talked to, because like you said, I don't really.
People are in a different mindset when they're fucking, dude.
It was weird. No, and she'd never been like this. I fucking finally, like, bust a nut, and she had still kind of seemed like some aggressive way, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And I was like, where all this aggression come from? I still was like, I was in my mind also trying to hit it, so I didn't like want to act like an asshole, even though I was mad.
Yeah.
So I was like,
nice. Nice.
So like in the like hopes I could salvage this and still get a boner and she'd calm down. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? You're a little extra aggressive. And of course, you know, I got like I broke up with my boyfriend and I'm in my alter ego. And of course, this chick's a very light-skinned black chick that's like got a very normal name. But man, I swear, she must result into like the stereotypical.
She thought she was Sasha Fierce.
Dude, she literally told me her alter ego, and this is called the Rashida.
Oh, you told me this before. Damn.
Yeah. So, but this is like the more in-depth story of it.
Yeah.
But sure enough, I ended up like calming her down, finishing like a couple more rounds, and then like, you know, I stayed at her house. And the next morning, I was like, yo, now that we're like not in the heat of like sexual engagement or something like that.
What the fuck is cracking?
I was like, what's the real skin? I was like, how did you think it was cool to slap the shit out of me? And whenever I fucked you hard, you like, I could tell it was such a rush for you because you came on the thought that like you slapped me and I fucked you hard back in a way that like
she needed it.
She needed it, so I was like cool, but I was like, yo, if we're gonna like ever see each other again, you can't do that.
But
so,
I mean,
when I got down
if she's fine, would you still do it? I might see her again.
No, definitely.
No, I don't know.
You know, she's definitely.
Yeah, no, I would.
No, I'm gonna see her again, but she's got to be like on like that option, like number 2.
Is she cool normally?
She's pretty cool, yeah, and she's not really.
As long as she's not annoying. Annoying is what's driving me crazy.
She's not annoying. She's got a normal, cool job. She's got her own place. Lives alone. I can see her like.
She sounds awesome.
I can see her like twice a month. She smokes. She's like a pretty.
She's awesome.
She's got a lot of cool.
And she wants you to fuck her hard. That's fuck.
Most of the time, she's
and slap you every now and then.
That was the first time, and I'm hoping it's not because usually she's more of like the.
I hope she slaps you more.
Sober. I hope she goes back to like the fun loving like just play with my clit, sucking my tit during foreplay chick. She wanted like the hard foreplay, like the 2-finger ramming.
Yeah, maybe that dude sort of turned her out on that craziness.
I mean, I asked her if that was normal. She was like, "No, this is whenever I become aggressive. I need." Like she was like,
"You said light skinned black chick. She sounds awesome."
Dude, she literally released like some like aggression and like sexual tension demons, and it just was probably like so overpowering that like the control of like me fucking her, but she being on top and slapping me and getting like, because like I said, you gotta be like 90-100% hard, so like I was probably at peak performance myself.
Yeah.
So she must have got like this initial rush of like 8 seconds of like release of like, she hit me, so I had to release some endorphins. Like she had like this rush of endorphins and sexual like nature chemistry to just explode. So, and then she crashed out like 30 minutes after this, and this was like an hour and a half into sex. I just think it was like some sort of like pent up aggression and sexual like tension release, and she woke up the next day like back to normal, and I was like, yeah, one. I mean, she is a little crazy, not like too crazy to where you don't want to see her, but she definitely has like her own style, like every chick has a little crazy.
Yeah.
But I tell you what,
her crazy sounds sort of cool.
Yeah, she woke up the next day, and I was like, normal conversation. Asked me if I wanted to stay for breakfast, if I wanted to go. I was out the door at 9 because I didn't want to wait for breakfast. I was just going to get some breakfast on the way and come smoke and hang out with my dogs.
I don't think I like to get beat, now that I think about it.
What up?
I don't think I like to get hit, now that I think about it.
No.
It probably just make me think of my mom immediately, and I lose my boner and just sort of...
You know, that's the thing is, I'll be honest, I did lose a boner for like a good casual second, but... It kind of, like I said, I tried to smooth that. Like,
it depends how it's delivered.
Yeah, see, this wasn't done out of, like, a...
You can sort of tell in the
It was a sexual way, but it was also just hurt, because she still slapped the shit out of me, but it was like it was in a sexual way that was, like, something that I
don't know. I have no idea how to react to it. It might depend on who the chick is and how she is.
If
she's really sweet normally and she does it, I would be so, like...
I was a little taken back by it.
Taken back that I might actually like it.
It was... I'll be honest, I still didn't necessarily like it, but I had enough composure to, like, be like, I still enjoy fucking you, and I handled it, and, I wanted to...
Did you have to do something, like, you had to, like snap to it, like, what am I doing right now? Am I going to keep fucking or am I going to leave?
Yeah, well, yeah, it must have been just like
some mental math there.
Yeah, it worked out because, like I said, it was quick. Cause
yeah, like dick, pussy, hair, slap, 1, 2, 3.
It was a weird situation because I'd never
25
been...
pumps so far. Zero cum shots for me.
Because I had girlfriends that like to do like, especially when they're blowing me, they like to like take control of like the blowjob. Yeah. And it's like, go for it. This is like legitimately the first time a chick that ever in her like right mind slapped the shit out of me, and I was like, oh shit. And since it was purely sexual, and she was like, I could tell she had like this pent up aggression already. I knew where it was coming from. It just it wasn't like I was just banging her doggy style and she was taking it all like submissive and just turned around and was like, wham, fuck you. She was clearly like enjoying herself, like the tension of like a strong dude and like herself like taking slight control back from each other. And I must have fed into it just a little too much, and she fucking enjoyed it.
Well, alright.
She enjoyed the shit out of it. I mean, I had to get up and obviously shot. She squirted all over my leg.
Yeah. And the end of it all,
it worked out. Crazy. Yeah, I mean, I talked to her, you know.
They do their own thing.
Yeah, the crazy thing is this is only like 2 weeks ago.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing. So that actually is the best fucking ending to that. That was fucking amazing. You're like, and this happens.
What are we about?
Oh no, it's still recording.
That's good.
Yeah, an hour. So this will probably go. I'm making a long show and a short show. This one probably in a long one. I haven't launched anything yet. It's all just crazy shit. I'll let you know when it's out though.
Oh yeah.
It'll be a while. Because there's like 20 shows plus.
Yeah, you wanna. I feel like
I had to make a bunch of shows.
I feel like if you're trying to come up in the game, it's better to release a stream of enough media to get people to listen to you.
Well, I have to have stuff backed up because, dude, just scheduling is crazy. You know, I'll be out and about a lot, going random places especially in the next few months when it's going to launch. So I need to have some saved up.
Yeah, and you can't. And you have to have people.
Yeah, I do have people, but sometimes it's all.
Well, and you gotta have enough like transparency between now and then towards revisited topics, updated stuff, backlog stuff.
We don't even revisit shit. No, not much editing unless someone says something dumb that has to take taken out.
I mean, over the course of all your shows, like revisiting topics, like say.
Oh yeah, we do that all the time. I mean, dude. We made so many shows, I'm sure, of repeated stories and shit already. Because, like, when you think about things, you start realizing, like, your thoughts are going a certain pattern. That's why I'm just, like, focusing on the shit that I have to do and trying to get into new stuff because I realize
you have to get into new stuff, and, well,
you keep everything fresh.
It's good to keep it fresh, but it's also good to have some of those main topics that are identifiable to you.
Yeah, it is. But the weirdest thing is, like, because there's so many random people that see one-on-one and also have some regulars that come on, it doesn't always go like that. No. But a lot of it is pretty much, you know, we do talk a lot about everything, dude. There's no topic that's really out of bounds. A lot of sex shit.
Of course.
I had the first girl on yesterday. I was at her place, we were talking. That was pretty crazy because she was very honest, you know.
Which is good. Female honesty... Especially in a sexual or, more in a sexual nature. There's nothing
just
more
relationship and stuff.
Relationships,
just like nature. We missed, like, probably, like, 10 or 15 minutes of good stuff before we started recording. It was the same shit with her.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, don't even worry about repeating it. Let's just keep talking because we're sort of on the roll.
The great part about it is sometimes those 5-10 minutes that you do miss are the catalyst for the entire conversation. So.
Oh, my bad.
So it's sometimes nice that you maybe do miss the first 5 or 10 minutes.
No, it's whatever.
Because it's like sprouting of like a whole new conversation.
Yeah. So it sort of almost sets the mood.
It does set the mood, and then by the time you do start recording, it's not a alright, start. I've already been talking, so it's like I'm just continuing.
All of it starts in the middle of a conversation, pretty much. In the beginning one, I was like trying to come up with the intro. Every now and then I'll say something
which is
weird.
Good, because, you can be that show that if you start out from like a...
no, this is real shit.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying as far as like if you were to just start the conversation from a record-go standpoint, or alright, hey, we sit down, talk for a few minutes, and then get going.
This is what I realized that pretty much most of the shows are going to start. Instead of me saying, like, welcome to the Psycho Show or whatever, because that's what it's called. Because it's just completely random, right? But we get this stuff. We sort of preach, we live and preach the show.
Why are you bleeding? Listen.
Oh, damn. Is Diesel and him getting a fight? Holy shit. Is he alright? Did he just bump his head? I completely forgot what the fuck I was saying. Yeah, I completely forgot what the fuck I was saying right now.
It's like...
When you see blood, you forget shit.
Yeah, well,
Do you remember what the fuck I was saying?
Yeah, we were talking about, I don't know what we're talking about there.
Something about the show.
That's all we did. You just informed me and, like, what the show was called, the Psycho Show, and how it's just a random format, and there's really no topic in general that's off.
Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you what the intro is now. I just realized the intro just the other day is literally this. I'm like, yo, it's recording. That's literally how I said it. Because usually I'm just, like, hitting, like, cause we have a long form one where we do videos. Sometimes we set up random. It's pretty much like a mobile studio, right? But this is going to be one of the long form ones because we shoot for like an hour and a half. But I figure if it's over an hour, it might as well be one of the long ones. Because the short ones, some of them are 10 minutes.
Oh,
but
some specialized topics only need to be talked about for 10 minutes.
Well, I'm saying like it's going to be two different shows. One is a Psycho Show, and the other one's a Psycho Short Show, and everything has a silent P in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Just to get the format.
There's certain topics or like certain updates. Like obviously, if you're trying to make a show,
I'll play you one, dude. I got some of this shit on the phone right now. I mean, if you have anything else to say or you want to plug, I have to come up with a nickname for you. You want to be the Filipino guy?
That works. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Filipino guy.
That's not really a Filipino guy, but I can pass.
The faux Filipino.
Alright.
Which one do you want to be? Whichever. The Filipino guy, aka faux Filipino.
Right.
Everyone's getting nicknames. So many people are going by it.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday the girl, her name was Kadisha Johnson.
I'm the Pho Eating Filipino.
A Pho Eating Filipino guy. There you go.
Yep.
Perfect.
Or that whatever Filipino guy.
Alright. Thank you, everyone. Peace.